We're gonna talk about the reading in Mexico, but for talking about this, first we have to know what is the concept of reading and the advantages it has. So let's define the concept of reading. Reading is interpreted to perceive the meaning of a series of writing signs, either mentally or aloud, from the view above them. When we read, we are using the most useful tool that we could use, language. With it, we can communicate, represent our ideas, express our feelings, and share what we have learned. Reading not only provides information, but it also educates, creating habits of thoughts, effort, and concentration. Besides all of this, it also recreates, entertains, and distracts. Reading increases vocabulary and improves orthographic writings. According to studies, reading improves human relations, elevating personal contacts. Years ago, schools were not for everyone. Classrooms were places for disciplined study. Nowadays, more children attend to school than ever before, but they learn much less, almost nothing. In Mexico population, that is literate going up, but in total numbers, there are more illiterate people than there were years ago. That's because baseline literacy is the one reason, but the practice of reading an actual book is not. Mexico took the penultimate spot out of 108 countries in an UNESCO assessment of reading habits a few years ago. Meanwhile, from 2001 and 2004,
Even though Mexican presidents have been announcing programs to improve education, reading stimulation programs have mostly failed. In 2002, President Vicente Fox began a national reading plan. He ordered millions of books printed and built immense libraries. Unfortunately, teachers were not properly trained and children were not given time for reading in school. The problem was the plan was focused on the book instead of the reader. So to make the plan work, first they needed to prepare the teachers to know how to apply the plan and organize time in the children's schedules for reading in school. So the plan might work and all the books would have been used instead of being stored and forgotten in schools and libraries, simply waiting for the dust and humidity to turn them garbage. Mexico spends 5% of its gross domestic product on education, about the same percentage as the United States, but one of the reasons there is much lack in education is because of the teachers. In Mexico, most of the teachers from public schools don't even have a major education because they quit their jobs or inherit them. Also, with all the syndicates that protect them, they feel free to go to work and teach whenever they want. So if teachers themselves lack of education and rarely or never read a book, we can't expect students to have a decent education or habit of reading. A solution for this problem could be to apply exams to the teachers to measure their level and fire all the ones that fail so that children receive proper education from prepared teachers with real knowledge. Throughout the time, Mexico has been decreasing in reading habits because of the development of new technologies. Some years ago, there were no computers or internet, so people used to read books for doing homeworks or just as a hobby. Nowadays, rarely someone reads a complete book. Even in schools, students don't read the teacher's assignments and look for summaries in the internet, which they don't even read and hand them as homeworks. And as the teachers continue to accept this, students will continue to lose interest in reading. The number of readers in Mexico has shrunk about 40% since 2013. Even though Mexico is home to international book fairs that dedicate activities and spaces to promote reading, like the FIL in Guadalajara, where their purpose is to provide an optimal business environment for book industry, where professionals and exhibitors attend the fair and the readers look forward to meet the authors and pick up the latest entries in the market. Nearly 2,000 publishing houses from more than 40 countries are expected to participate at the fair. Also, the Mexico City's International Book Fair takes place each year at the Palacio de Minería in February and is supported by the National University. This 2015, the event hosted over 1,500 activities during its 10-day run and sales were up. Also, visitors were down 5% from the fair in 2014.
We believe that every child in the world deserves access to an education. Education is the most effective long-term solution to poverty. Our hope is to empower schools, teachers, parents, and leaders in educational policy with the knowledge and tools needed to further improve the quality of learning English and English literacy instruction in the Mexican public school system. Right now, our country is developing institutions and schools in places that never had access before. An example is Casa de la Cultura Cova. Casa de la Cultura Cova is an institution in where the children practice different cultural activities such as plastic arts, pre-Hispanic music, and folkloric dance. The goal of Casa de la Cultura is to provide an opportunity for the Mayan children of Cova a free space to interact with their own cultural roots. Also, at the same time, they can get in touch with new cultures and practice bought by many tourists who visit the archaeological site next to the community. One of many new things happening is the arrival of the English language because the Casa de la Cultura is a public area where children can come freely. Another example could be elementary school Juana de la Barrera. Juana de la Barrera School is a small Mayan elementary public school. The 6th grade students are eager to share their new English vocabulary skills. Little Reader is fun and students are interacting with the program and improving their English pronunciation. Little Reader Picture audio effectively gives English language learners an opportunity to practice and vocalize the word and understand the full meaning. Then we have the elementary school Juana de Asbaje. Juana de Asbaje is a Mayan elementary public school in Cova, Mexico. Director Fernando informs Brill Kids that the Little Reader curriculum is their first and only English curriculum for their Mayan students. They are learning how to speak and read in English with Little Reader. At last, we have Jardín de Niños Jacinto Canec. That is a Mayan public kindergarten. Learning English is fun and engaging with Little Reader. Multisensory lessons are easier for children to absorb and retain new information, especially when several senses are stimulated. An advantage for this technique for our English language learner is that it teaches children the meaning of words, rather than just exposing them to how they are pronounced. Acting out words, actions, repeating the word and matching the word to the object. As we can see, right now our country is giving opportunities. Maybe it's not enough right now, but we hope this is just a beginning. And in the days to come, we can count with schools and teachers prepared to make a real difference. Maybe next thing is to teach a third language. Maybe there is a future for literacy in Mexico.